Hi friends and fellow intuitive academics, my name is Shelly and I'm an educator healer, and on this channel I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your life path and your academic journey if you're on one. And today I wanted to try out this new deck I got called the Healing Spirits Oracle and ask what's one healing act you can do right now. And this may show up as something you can heal within yourself, doing for yourself, maybe something you could do for yourself that affects others, or maybe some way that you can heal the people around you. I feel like whatever is on your heart or on your mind can show up in this. So I'm just gonna get our 3 piles, and hopefully that this doesn't get too sticky. It's still a new deck. But this one did seem to pop out. So this will be our pile 1. Our reading 1, I mean. And then for reading 2, we've got this one peeking out. And then reading 3, we've got one here. So you might already know by your crystals which reading you're drawn to. This is 1, 2, 3. 1 with the Afghanistan jade pillar. 2 with, I'm not really sure what this is, but it kind of looks like a tiger's eye with obsidian. So if either of those kind of resonate with you, that might be your pile. And then last, we have a Botswana agate, which is kind of like all sorts of colors, but different shades of purples seem to be showing up. So you can go ahead if you already know that, but if not, I'm going to flip the cards and you can get more guidance. So for reading 1, you have number 21, one spirit guide, one way. Reading 2, you have number 38. It is always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. And for reading 3, you have number 18. Life lessons again. So I'll leave these here for you to kind of meditate on for a bit and see what resonates with you. And I'll see you ahead in your reading or reading selected. Hi, reading 1. So you were drawn to the Afghanistan jade pillar and the card One Spirit Guide, One Way, number 21. And so I wanted to start off our reading by actually reading the card description, and I'm totally unfamiliar with these cards so far. It's the first time I'm using them, so I wanted to just start with the description actually first before I get into the intuitive read. So this says, clear your mind of all conflicting knowledge and trust the path that you have chosen, and soon you'll be moving towards more spiritual practices. This is the time for you to trust your spirit guide to get you to the next level of your life. You have put in a lot of hard work already, but once you have turned the next corner, your path will open up and your way will be clear. Trust your spirit guide right now. Interesting. So looks like you've been maybe struggling with clarity over where to go next. And also struggling with trust, having faith that you're even pointed in the right direction to begin with. So I kind of get feelings of like fear of getting stagnant or stuck, or actually like being stagnant or stuck in some way. But more likely, I feel like it's a perception that you have of being stagnant or stuck, when actually your spirit guide is leading you the right way, taking you in the direction you need to be going. This is interesting because it looks like there's a bunch of pathways, glittering pathways leading to this source of light. and it looks like you. I take this to be you, this middle figure. There's actually, I see four vague figures. One in front that looks to be leading, one that looks to be like in a cloth that I take to be you, and then one that looks small like a child. Could be an inner child or your child spirit. And then another one here that's kind of like, I don't know if they're observing or on the way. But it does look, if you looked at this, you would be like, what pathway? Where am I going? And so it looks like the figure in front sees the pathway while you don't. And the face kind of looks like you're looking all around. But if you just hold your guide's hand and honor the nudges that they're taking to lead you. If you had this view, you would see that you are just squarely on your path and you're doing just fine. So yeah, sounds like a little bit of a struggle and maybe some reassurance needed from that. So again, our question though is, what can you do today? Oh, those want to come out. Okay. What's a healing act you can do today? And we'll see how that comes out for your specific guidance. Whether that's for you individually, for people around you, people you love, or the world at large. What's one healing act you can do right now? Okay, we're naturally breaking right here. I'm going to start with these cards. So you have the Five of Swords reversed and the Six of Cups. So there is a wound from the past or even a past life that you could be healing right now. Five of Swords reverse. Yeah. So Five of Swords is kind of like scenarios where there is a winner and a loser. Sometimes even if you're the winner, it could feel like you're the loser because you're winning at the expense of someone else, possibly losing a key relationship because of you won. It could be like a difference of opinion. Like say politically, your family doesn't all share the same political views, and it becomes so divisive that you actually like break your relationship because of your difference of opinion. So there's something here that can be healed in whatever area from the past has really affected you in this scenario where there has been a difference of opinion and there has been someone who kind of won at the expense of someone else. So whether that's you who won or whether that's you who someone else won over you, like it's like a situation where like someone had to get the last word in. Like both of you were upset in some way. Both of you were wounded in some way over this. And it looks to be like this is the thing that you can heal. I want to get clarity on, is this part specifically from this lifetime or from a past life, or could it be either for our reading one group? Nine of Pentacles. I feel like this is in this lifetime, because the Nine of Pentacles is like very earthy, very much of the material. If it was the Ten of Pentacles, I might say it's a past life because that's more speaking to generations. But because of Nine of Pentacles, it's about something that happened in this life to do with building your own independence, your own identity and success in the world. So it could be like a scenario like with, say, you had a disagreement with a parent who wanted you to go in one direction and you were like, no, my destiny, my path for success is in another direction, and that caused a split. That could be happening here too. So I hope we see next, what can you be doing to heal? What's a healing act you could do right now? Wow. So you got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands here. But you have the Four of Wands here. So the Four of Wands is a foundation, like stability and foundations. This one's depicted as a home. It also could be like commitments. So there's some kind of maybe commitment that you're honoring. Some kind of healing to the home, healing to a commitment, healing to a promise. The Hanged One in reverse. I think that you've spent enough time away from this situation since we got the Six of Cups. It is pretty far in the past. To have changed your perspective and kind of free yourself from this limbo. You see kind of more of a bird's eye view of what this disagreement was all about, what it really meant, and now you're ready to go back and resolve it. And that's what I get with the Five of Wands reverse. It's like resolving an impasse in opinion, resolving a conflict of, I'm not getting that last word, conflict of, I'm not sure, but resolving some kind of conflict. You have the beehive here, which also represents to me like building home. I think it's meant to be like a hornet's nest, like all hell breaking loose. But I see it more as like it's still intact, right? It's still there, and it still can be strengthened. You can go back home, is what I'm feeling. You can go back home, in whatever sense that means. So there's some kind of healing action in going back home. So this might be like, if it's not like your actual home, like you don't have that home anymore, it could be the place that the area that you call home, the country that you call home. With the Five of Wands compared to the Five of Swords, I typically see this as like, like the shouting and the words and the threats that happen before the actual fighting happens, before there's actually a winner and a loser. So this is like the discussion that didn't go so well in the upright, but in the reverse, it's a discussion that you can have that can go right. You can revisit this discussion with more maturity now. So let's get more information on what is this healing act that reading one group can do. Anchor, but I'm reading this as time healing. Garden, number 20. This is number 35, anchor. Garden is like community. So I see this as like tending to something over time, taking the time to tend to something to do with your relationships and other people. Book, 26, and letter, number 27. This is very much like a slow pace kind of healing act that you can do. It's just, I'm really feeling like intentionality and mindfulness coming through, that you just really take the time to tend to the relationships around you, tend to your community. It could be that you left a community of some sorts, like it could be like a racial community, or like an ethnic community and where you live, or a religious community. It could be like that. Somewhere where you used to identify, used to feel a sense of home, and then there was a difference of opinion that separated you. But time is definitely going to heal, and tending to those relationships will change them over time, will grow them back again. You have, in book, there's like you have a garden again. It's like you have a, yeah, the garden keeps growing and growing. Book, I see this as you kind of like reading stuff, like reading maybe self-help books or like stories about people who have gone through the same thing as you, carry the same type of wound as you, and reading their stories can help heal you. And then I feel like you, from that, are going to be able to communicate better about how this all felt and for you, how this, you were processing all of this, your perspective. Because I feel like I do feel like you were kind of silenced in the situation. You were misunderstood, and to the point where you kind of just had to leave. And now it's like you are able to go home to tend to these relationships over time, tend to your own wounds through healing stories others have produced, and then heal yourself by writing your own story, by expressing yourself in some way, whether this is a letter to the person who hurt you one-to-one, or writing your own story for others to hear. I see many healing acts happening in this scenario. Healing yourself, healing your relationships, healing your home, your community, and then possibly healing others that you don't even know who have gone through similar things and need to hear your story. Healing future generations who might read the story like far into the future. So there's a lot of healing happening here, but it all kind of comes down to starting with this one act that you can do right now, which I feel like is giving yourself permission to go home in whatever way that rings true to you. And then everything else kind of lines up after that. Yeah, so coming back to our significator card, one spirit guide, one way. It makes me think that, often in tarot we say like you have many choices, and there's like free will to choose which way you're going to go. But I feel like in your heart there's really only one way that you want to go, and your spirit guide agrees with you and has been helping you along that one way. So whatever that is that you're feeling within your heart, that is the one way, and you have support on going that one way. And it's going to be a beautiful healing journey for you. So I'm wishing you so much love on that journey, and hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes you can offer. Thank you for sharing your energy so I can read these cards and send these messages as well. If you are drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I'll see you in that reading, and if not, I'll see you next time. Hi, reading 2. So you are drawn to this card number 38, which says, it is always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. And so I can already feel that your message, the small healing act that you can do right now is ask for help. Yeah, that can be one of the hardest hurdles to get over in our healing journey. But yeah, it is that really small act that can really make all the difference. And let me see if I can pick up anything from the artwork. I'm really drawn to this. It looks like kind of like the evil eye pendant. And so I think there's some kind of protection involved with asking for help. So this could be as much asking for spirit to help you as somebody in the physical to help you, it could really be one and the same, because if you ask your spirit guides to help you, they may send you someone in the physical to help you. Or they, if you're very connected and you have a language, they may send you a message. So I don't want to just stop there. I want to get more clarity on your message, but it's really clear to me right away that the healing act you can do right now is ask for help. But sometimes that's easier said than done. So maybe we can get advice on how to ask for help for you. And let's start with some tarot deck. So how can our reading two do their act of healing right now? Any messages that would benefit them at this time, support them, and send them down their healing path. Ooh, looks like those want to stay, and then we'll cut here too. So you have the Hierophant, Three of Cups reverse, and the High Priestess reverse. Oh, this is so interesting. So this is correcting something that I said earlier, I think, that I was saying that you could ask multiple avenues for help. I'm sure that still applies, but the message that wants to come to you loud and clear right now is ask for some help from an expert in the physical, someone from an institution who has the keys to knowledge, like formal knowledge, essentially. This could be like higher learning, it could be medicine. It's something, it's knowledge of the physical that you master over time, or like a repository of knowledge. So you are being guided to ask for help from an expert in the physical, and not from your friends. So if you've been relying on your friends to help you, you're being guided away from that, and not from your intuition, not with your spirit communication. So possibly you have asked your spirit guides, and they have sent you messages, and possibly they have sent you this person, maybe in like an advertisement or word of mouth or something. And so they're redirecting you to that expert. So let me see if there are more messages about how to do this. So there's something to do with teamwork and maybe like your own job. Feeling burnout, possibly. 8 of Cups. So this is 3 of Discs, 10 of Wands, 8 of Cups reversed, 10 of Cups reversed, Ace of Swords reversed. So it's possible that you're feeling burnt out and directionless, unfulfilled, and uninspired in your place of work. And so the way that the act of healing you can do right now is ask for help from somebody in charge. This really could be HR. It could be your supervisor or even the person above your supervisor. It looks like there is someone in the physical who can really help you solve this problem for you. They have the key. Just kind of give your problem over into their hands. How is that helping your healing? I wonder. It's problem solving, but how is it helping your healing? So number 13, child. Number 7, snake. Oops, number 8, coffin. And number 3, ship. So there is somebody kind of, I would say, acting childish, but also deceptive and targeting you for some reason, possibly because of your success. And they want what you have, they want your position, they see you as a threat, and they're acting behind the scenes, um, you know, trying to get at you in your workplace, this seems to be. And it's really having a deep effect on you. Um, so there needs to be some kind of closure with this situation, and you are being encouraged to move on. Um, this ship card is about moving on, setting yourself free. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, Eight of Cups is also about leaving a situation, moving on. Um, so I think that's your guidance for your direction. That there's not much healing to be had in this situation. The healing starts when you move on. And so I want to circle back to what I said about this being HR. It could be that you reach out to HR, or you reach out to a lawyer, someone to help you navigate how to disconnect from the situation in the best way possible, legally and financially, safely, to protect yourself as you leave the situation. Now I understand why you're being guided to connect with someone in the physical, because there's a lot of physical realm, practical things that need to come to get yourself out of the situation. I think that there's been a lack of clarity because you've been trying to make this work. You know, you've been trying your hardest, and it's one of those situations where it's just not going to happen because of possibly the environment that allows for this person to come in, and their main strategy is to thwart you, their main strategy for success. And I don't see that really like changing. And so for your own protection, it's time to move from the situation. Any messages of encouragement? Ooh. These two popped right out. I don't know if you saw it. Oh, you have immediate encouragement with this. So the Chariot is about path aligning. It's also about motion, traveling. So when you do decide to leave, you have a straight path to your success. And the Four of Wands is like commitment, happiness, lasting foundations. I believe you go straight into a much better situation with this. Yeah, so that was pretty quick. I mean, what else can I draw for you? Maybe something to do with timing could come in here. Dark Moon. Oh, this is definitely about healing. Let me get the description. Oh, by the way, I need to read you this description. So let me read Dark Moon first. I am a creator being. The dark moon opens up the opportunity to explore a blank slate somewhere in your life. Within the darkness of the void, there is fertile ground for a seed to be planted. So what seed do you hope to plant right now? Before the moon can begin to grow anew, before an oak can sprout from an acorn. By the way, those oak and acorn signify new opportunities. You must call forward the vision of each of these in their fullest expression. Now is the time for dreaming, a time to tap into your highest potential, whether this is through your favorite divination practices, journaling, making a vision board, or meditating. Your channel is open to receiving the insights that will inspire this next phase of your growth. As you dream, vision, and dance your way toward defining what the next sacred cycle may look like for you, know that the space you are in now holds the most vibrant and exuberant version of your wishes. Let your imagination and hopefulness run wild here, knowing that there is nothing to fear in the darkness. Where in my life am I ready to start anew? Lovely. So just confirming that you are ready for a new start and that this is a really key time for making that start. Do you see how the figure is like blowing out a snake? It's almost like, like resignifying the snake energy that was kind of hurting you and working against you in your job through other people, and re-embracing it as like this mystical dream maker, kind of taking the power back of the snake to do this. Also, it makes me think of a new moon, so you might look to the next new moon or around the time of a new moon when you're hoping to leave your situation, as that being a good time to for healing, for asking for help, for reaching out to people. Anything that came up here, the next new moon or a new moon in the month that you're targeting would be good for that. The Chariot is a Cancer card, and I'm recording this at the very beginning of the Cancer season, so that could also indicate to you like this is a good time now to really get started on this. I wanted to pull you... Oh yeah, I needed to read you this, and then I'm going to pull you an animal card too. For 38... It's always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. You may have lost your way on the spiritual path you started on, but help is always at hand when you need it. The guardian spirits that light our universe always know where you are on the path and are only a thought away from you. They are telling you that when the way is unclear, it is time to stop and take stock of where you have come from, rather than make hasty decisions about your future. So really take your time on this rather than making hasty decisions, and look back to where you've come from to see the way forward. Now is the time for you to ask for your assistance and allow the light beings to gently lead you to a place where you can pause and wait for life's clouds to clear. Timing is important, so very, very much take your time on this. But the time, I think, to start letting your thoughts revolve around this in a positive way would be now. It's like right now, whenever you're watching this, it's timeless reading. Now is the time that you can start playing around, shifting your thoughts toward what would my life look like if I did leave this situation? What are the possibilities ahead of me? And start dreaming that with the dark moon. I think that's really what's coming through here. What does your success and your celebration and your commitments look like to you? Can you start manifesting that? That's something you can do to start healing from the situation now, even though you're still in the middle of it. Oh, the Finch and Peach romance. So really let your imagination and your heart soar and run wild with this. Don't hold back. Really think, what is that sweet dream that you have? What kind of makes you inspired and romanced by life again? I think you need to find that spark of passion again, that you possibly had when you started this job. I get the feeling that you had a lot of hopes for this job and you put a lot of work into it, and you're seeing that no amount of work is going to change the situation. But the message is also, don't lose that spark of hope. That's beautiful, and that's a important part of you to carry into the next situation where you're meant to take these lessons and move on to. So even if you're in an undesirable situation, the healing can always start now, and it looks like you are taking that healing path, and you will path align into your next beautiful direction. It's just a matter of visioning what that looks like And I'm wishing you so much love on that journey, hoping you continue to work with love as well. And thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes that you can offer. Thank you for sharing your energy for me to read on this channel. And if you're drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I will see you in that reading. If not, I'll see you next time. Hi, reading 3. So you're drawn to this card. Life lessons again. Makes me laugh. It makes me just the again, makes me think like, here we go, life lessons again. But just reminding us that life lessons are never really done, right? Because that's what we're here for. I think this is beautiful, the little moon peeking out from behind the tree. And the person kind of starting to see the revelation, starting to see the clarity of what's coming forth. And I felt that I needed to look up the healing properties of your stone, Botswana agate. And it looks like it says to calm the mind, reduce stress and anxiety, and enhance mental clarity and focus. Helpful for those going through difficult times, as it can provide a sense of strength and resilience. Yeah, so that's helping to give me some clues as to what you're going through and where your healing can flow. It looks like mental clarity, focus, anxiety, and in particular going through a difficult life lesson, possibly at this time, it sounds like, for you. So let me read you the description. We can get some more insight. So it says, you might grow to find that there is no actual right or wrong in this world, and that everything happens in order for a lesson to be learned. Now is a good time to remember that your spirit guide is helping you to understand your own life lessons, and you will soon come to know why you chose them this time around. You may wonder why you have given yourself such difficult tasks, but once you understand your lessons, you won't have to learn them again. Also, by learning them, you will give yourself power over the rest of your life. So just reassuring you that this is really amounting to something. It's not just about the hardship. There's really a lesson embedded in here. And also kind of bringing that idea to the front about this is probably something that you planned in your before you were born to learn in this lifetime. And so there's something that you need to get out of it lesson wise. And so just reminding and reframing the situation in that way is possibly healing and helpful already. And also with that, lessons don't last forever, right? Maybe the earth school lasts the whole time you're here, but you move on to different lessons. So it's also reminding you that this is temporary, and it's temporary and shifts you in a beneficial way for the rest of your life. So let's get our tarot cards out and get some more information or some more messages for you on how to bring this forward. What is a healing act you can do right now? And no matter if that act is for you or for someone else, for a collectivity, what is that healing act that you are able to do right now? I'm going to keep those and then split the deck here in case we need more cards. Ace of Swords. Interesting. So this card was mentioning clarity. This is the clarity card. Page of Pentacles, or Princess of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Lots of Pentacles coming through. Six of Swords in reverse. So I would say you're at the very start of this lesson dawning on you. You have reached some kind of clarity, and if this hasn't happened yet, It's going to happen soon. If you feel like it hasn't happened yet, I want to say that you've gotten like the first hints of it, and it might not have completely dawned on you yet what this clarity is, but the clouds are parting, and didn't it say something about clouds parting, or is it something else? I think it's somewhere else. But in this card, the clouds are parting and you're getting that clarity. And with the Princess of Pentacles, it's like you're taking that clarity mentally and being able to like do something about it in a material way. The Princess of Pentacles is the very beginning of the journey, like often like a novice energy. So you're just starting out. You're just starting to get the inklings of how you can go forward with this lesson in a very earth-based material way. So where that goes next, there's a lot of interesting directions with all of these in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, and I read these as kind of as like ways not to go. I think you're going to be inclined to go this way, and you're being encouraged not to do this. So I'm going to pull more cards to figure out what to do. But your healing act and your direction forward is not in the way of financial independence. It's not in the way of more hard work. And it's not in the way of leaving a situation. So let's pull cards to find out what it is. The Hanged Woman. So this is about taking that first hint, that first nugget, that gem of mental clarity and sitting with it, pondering it, turning it over in your hand, and giving yourself time for it to kind of reveal itself fully in clarity to you. Kind of like the moon here, giving the moon time to rise and cross into the sky before you can fully see it for what it is. Right now you only see it partially. You only see part of what's actually happening, or part of how you're ultimately going to perceive the world or the situation, whatever's happening around you in this lesson. You do need time for things to unfold. Two of Pentacles. This is about keeping balanced, finding, just like the Hanged Woman here, finding your inner balance at this time, because it is going to take some patience. And I feel like patience is a key lesson here. And patience is the key mode of healing that's going to help you here. So yeah, I think that is the area to focus on. If you have practices in mind, then make them more routine. If you're not sure what practices to make, then get still and listen inward to what those might be. I mean, you could even kind of like look around and find ideas for practices. But I think with your card here, it's in this card, it's really about being still, being out somewhere expansive. I feel the air, somewhere you can breathe, and of course like nature never hurts. Being out in nature, being by a tree, I think would help you on that healing with clarity. Wow, so clarity is coming in strong. You're gaining mastery over this with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about actions with thoughts. So with this patience, letting the thought, the clarity unfold, then the truth dawns on you, and then you're able to use this truth, speak the truth, in a way to effect some kind of action for your situation. Six of Pentacles. You receive help, so part of speaking the truth may be asking for help, or just that people are ready to help you, and you got the World, which is the completion of a cycle. And so you do, once you give yourself that time and patience to unfold, you get the clarity, you speak your truth, you receive help externally, and this closes out your life lesson. So just a reminder that this is temporary and there is a point to all this, and you get to that point in the end. So I want to see if there's some kind of like, I feel like timing might be on your mind of like key points to look out for, especially if you're going to just be hanging out for a while. I mean, it might be counterproductive to ask about timing when the whole point is to practice patience. We'll just see what comes through in this deck. I kind of felt like this deck needed to come through. I'm going to get both these cards. So lunar eclipse. We had a lunar eclipse earlier. I think it was around March or April. Probably March. So you might want to like look back to that time and see if something key was unfolding. And I think we have a lunar eclipse coming up again. In maybe August, September. Let me look that up really quick. And then we have this card too. Yeah, so we had a lunar eclipse on March 25th. We have another one coming up on 17th to 18th of September. And then the last one of the year in 17th of October. So these all might be really key times to kind of pinpoint what's happening in this process. And so I would say by the last lunar eclipse of the year, which is in October, really kind of, set your sights on the long months ahead as healing months for you. Really time to practice this patience and see what comes forward to you by October. And then you have 34 motherwort, and let me actually read this one to you. It says, all my cycles are sacred. The grandmother of the garden, motherwort, wields cyclical wisdom, displaying her maiden mother and crone stages each growing season with the ways her leaves and flowers morph through phases. She is a deep embodiment of feminine seasonal consciousness. Motherwort is here to assist and guide you in tending to your sacred cycles. You are being encouraged to look more deeply at how cycles and patterns show up in your life. There may be certain stages of your personal development process that you like to glorify, ones that you would prefer to forget, and even ones you perhaps find yourself trying to extend beyond the necessary life cycle. Notice how you may embrace or avoid certain aspects and check in with yourself to find the reasons. With deeper inquiry comes deeper integration and a renewed sense of harmony and self-acceptance. That's beautiful. Oh, there's more. Motherwort is here to bring you awareness and walk you forward with a more holistic understanding of your cyclical nature. She illuminates the blessings found in every season, both the internal and the earthly ones. Which of my phases or seasons do I enjoy the most? Which would I skip if I could? So there's something here about aging and life cycles. I wouldn't say aging, but like maturing or going through different life cycles and appreciating the lessons that come in all of those. So that's another like message of time passing, like the Hanged Woman, letting time pass to get clarity. There's something to be integrated from your previous life cycles, your previous life cycles with the maiden, mother, and crone, into the way you see yourself now, and some kind of truth about yourself, some kind of clarity, possibly some kind of consistent receiving that you've needed. I feel like possibly maybe a block around receiving, maybe questioning like, why can't I receive? Why do I hesitate about receiving? Where do my what is my internal dialogue about receiving personally from others, from maybe from loved ones versus from friends versus from workspaces. Yeah, there's something coming to light for you in that area, and I won't poke around. Like, that's meant for you to discover on your own and integrate into yourself, and you really do learn this lesson in a beautiful way, and you're on to your next. So I did feel drawn to the Sacred Medicine Oracle, so I just want to like send you off with one of these messages, see what comes through here. Oops, was it that one? This one. Star Nations, ancestors, beautiful. Integration and ancestors. That puts different spin on the life cycles, because this would be life cycles of your ancestors. Possibly you are mourning the loss of a loved one, an ancestor, and you're seeking answers. Like, you're asking the big questions about, life, death, the life purpose, belonging, and what happens next. And do you see the night sky looks very similar to what we started with, being out in the open? I would say that this is some level of spiritual awakening that's happening. It really could be that you are starting some kind of spiritual awakening. The Six of Pentacles keeps standing out to me, and it's like just being open to receiving what's happening around you, receiving the awakening, and receiving the messages that are being shown to you. Yeah, because coming back to it's not your independence, it's not your hard work, it's not leaving and moving on. There's something else going on here to do with possibly the loss of a loved one and understanding how the world works for you. Because the life lessons card did say something about what was it, about revisiting your worldviews, I think. You might grow to find that there's no actual right or wrong in this world, and that everything happens in order for a lesson to be learned. So it could be, if you are dealing with the loss of a loved one, and my condolences on that it was a very difficult circumstance in which right and wrong is at play. Your sense of right and wrong is being pulled up for you to review. That could be what you're reviewing now. Yeah, just know that there is clarity that's coming for you, and there's a lot of healing that comes with the clarity. And really what the healing act that you can do right now is really turn inward, connect with your inner guidance, connect with your ancestors, because I think the practice of hanging out in this hanged woman state for a while is the balance of that is what's needed right now for your healing act, for yourself to be able to find the answers within in the right timing. And it will happen. And like I said, look out for those lunar eclipses as great times to practice this. And I'm wishing you so much love on this journey, and hoping you continue to work with love as well. And thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you for sharing your energy for me to read on this channel. If you are drawn to another card in the pick a card section, I'll see you in that reading. And if not, I'll see you next time.